So after good romance movies this year like Always Be My Maybe and The Perfect Date and Long Shot, a mediocre at best romance film with The Last Summer, and a truly god-awful piece of crap romance movie like After, where does Fall in Love at First Kiss fall as far as romance movies of 2019 go? Let's get into it. So, hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Joshua, aka Future Filmmaker 3940 Reviews, here to give you guys my review of Fall in Love at First Kiss. Now, before I get started in the review, I want to say be sure to follow all my social media links in the description box down below to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Stardust, Letterboxd, to see all that good stuff. And also, if you haven't already, be sure to go over my merchandise store. I recently set that up last month. You can check out any of the merchandise there, and if you want to buy some merchandise from my merchandise store, feel free to do so. But anyways, let's get into Fall in Love First Kiss. So Fall in Love First Kiss is another romance film released back in February of 2019 this year, based on Itzura Na Kiss, directed by Frankie Chan, with a screenplay by Frankie Chan, Sabrina Singh, and Han Xing-ju, and stars Darren Wang and Jelly Lin Yu as two high school teenagers. And the story of Fall in Love First Kiss follows a love story between an ordinary girl and the class genius. Xiang Qin is an ordinary girl who has a persistent crush on Jiang Zhi Shu, who is a smart student in the A class. Xiang is a regular schoolgirl from the F class, and she's trying to work her way up to the A class just to be with Jiang Zhi Shu. After she pours her feelings to him and gets cruelly rejected, Xiang Qin considers giving up for good. However, things happen and her dad takes her along to move in temporarily with Shizu's family after her house is destroyed. And in a sweet and pure romance film, Sweet, set in high school, her cheerful buoyancy shines and they begin to fall for each other. As the movie goes along, she begins to wonder whether Xiang Qin is merely a deviation or the person that she's fated to be with. So, as I was saying, going into this particular romance movie, I didn't know much about it except that it was a romance film that came out this year. And how I heard of this movie was that one of my sisters wanted to watch it, and so one day she suggested I watch it too. And so I was worried I was going to get myself into an equally as worse movie than the After movie was. So also this is a Taiwanese film, so I was intrigued to see how it would turn out. And I'm a fan of movies that are in different languages, but I'm also really a fan of romance movies. But after watching it over the summer and seeing it, I don't know why it took me so long to get to this review. This movie was great. As a matter of fact, I find this movie to be amazing. And this is a movie that I see nobody really talking about or mentioning. And this is honestly one of the more underrated, overlooked movies of 2019. But it's also one of the most surprising movies of the year. And definitely one of my favorites of this year. And honestly, I'm going to say it right off the bat, unpopular opinion, this is the best romance movie of the year so far. The biggest positive that I must give to Fall in Love at First Kiss are the two leads, Darren Wang and Jelly Lin as Jane C and Xiang Qin. Their chemistry is very charming, is very sweet, is really well thought out. And there's never a moment in this movie where I didn't feel the chemistry between the two leads. They have a sense of likability, charm, and heartfelt emotion to it through the entire course of the film. And you end up rooting for these two to get together at the end. Unlike Tessa and Hart and Scott from After, which I have 3 more movies to sit through. But I gotta do it because I'm a completist. I got myself to After. I gotta get myself out. But anyways, unlike Tessa and Hart in this year, I didn't care to see them together, and I hated every single character decision that they made throughout that piece of crap of a romance movie. they, the decisions that they made, I actually cared about, and it was actually smart. And as far as performances wise of the two main leads goes, Young Lin shows a sense of vulnerability, determination, passion, and emotion as Zhang, and she really does show off her acting chops in the film's funny moments, romantic moments, but more important, the film's emotionally charged moments, especially a scene where her house is destroyed due to poor construction. And I felt every scene with her and her dad as well as Jing. She was absolutely phenomenal in her role. And the same goes to Wang as Jing, who really gives it his all in his performance as well. What he is able to do in the role to show his doubt towards Ding at first, then his willingness to confess his love to her. And he too also brings a lot of humor and emotion to his performance as well. And these two are another two great performances 2019 so far. And the rest of the cast is really great as well. From Cecilia Choi as Cha Hui, Zhe Yicheng as Lamy, Taixing Yuhan as Ji Qin's father, who has great scenes with Jelly Yulin, and Christopher Lee, Japanese actor, by the way, not the Christopher Lee from Lord of the Rings, and Christy Chung as Zizou's father and mother. And they get some really great moments in the film too. They don't take the film from my main leads, and they don't get sidelined too much like most of the cast in X-Men Dark Phoenix. But they are just as equally great as our two main leads. And also the direction by Frankie Chan, who also helped with this film's very well written screenplay, is really solid through his incredible direction, and you get the sense of why Zing wants to be with him and why Jing wants to be with her, as hard as he tries to ignore her in the film's beginning. Chen's direction, what it allows us to do, it gives us enough time and it gives us enough reasons to really care about these two, and it actually builds up the romance really well. And with the film being 2 hours and 1 minute long, every scene in this movie felt very competent, very existent, and very serviceable to the plot as we go along. And what I really love about the romance here is that our two main leads does not have to make the stupidest decisions ever made in a romance movie. Is that so hard? After. Or after we collided next year. Did this have to have our leads make stupid decisions? No, it didn't. So if you want to if you want your sequel to After to improve, if you want me to give it a chance, you gotta improve on what you did wrong. Watch this movie and learn from it. As far as the screenplay goes, Chen and his co-writers Sabrina Shang and Huang Qi does an excellent job at crafting a beautiful, sweet, and very heartfelt love story. And even though the movie has three writers like last year's A Star Is Born, it doesn't feel as all over the place as it should have, or confusing, or tough to get through. It feels very well thought out, as the story gives us enough time and as much development to care for Jing and Xin and their romance and their personalities. It never gets to a point where it turns to the monstrosity that was that movie, which that came out in April this year, which is a romance movie. And what it does really well is that it does not give out on the development and the characterization in an emotional way of the story. The cinematography and the camera work in this movie is very well done. There's a lot of beautiful shots in this movie, especially with the two leads together, where it feels very realistic and very beautiful. And the tone that is presented in this movie is very lighthearted and very romantic. And it does make for a nice date movie if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. The tone never fully takes itself too dark or depressing, but it does manage to take a risk at having a few moments of drama added in. As far as the editing and the pacing goes, this movie is well edited for the most part. There's never a single dull, boring, or lazily edited together moment. And that really does make for a very good thing that I appreciate about the film's editing style, is that it's never dull or lazily put together. The editing is pretty strong here, and it really does make for some truly great moments of our two main characters slowly but surely falling in love. And the musical score by Hao Shixin is really great, exceptional here, amazingly exceptional here. And the song choices are pretty amazing here as well. Sure, yes, the songs may be in Chinese, but they are pretty well done from a different state. And the musical score has a sense of wonder, emotion, and a lot of heartness to it, which is something I desperately appreciate. And besides story and characters, music is also what helps base a scene, basically helps a scene in a movie and in general, as well as this film's acting team or production team. And the music definitely comes to its own as and is basically the standout of the film besides the performance of its two main stars. Now, as far as the negatives go, I do have one negative. The only negative I have with this movie is that I feel like there were times where the film would stop to have a little bit of an overly dramatic moment, but it was only in a few scenes, so it wasn't overly sappy or overly well done. But all in all, I have to say, Fall in Love at First Kiss. This is great. This is great. This is a good romance movie. I was surprised. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to review this thing. I knew I was supposed to review it earlier this year, but had personal stuff going on. But I gotta say, if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or if you are single, I would say give this movie a watch. You will like it. You will enjoy. You will be surprised with desire, because this is an underrated movie that no one's talking about. Yes, maybe because it's in a different language, but you know what? This is still a good movie that is worth checking out. I'm glad I gave this movie a chance. This will go on my best movies of the year. This is the best romance movie of 2019. I'm sorry to the Afternators. I'm sorry. But when you watch Fall in Love at First Kiss and you watch After together, the other movie After doesn't hold up with Fall in Love at First Kiss. But all in all, Fall in Love Kiss works thanks to a very strong story, a very strong dual performance of its two main leads, and a nice, sweet, heartwarming direction and scripts. And that's why I'm going to give Fall in Love at First Kiss. I'm giving Fall in Love at First Kiss in a better than Vampire Academy, because this is great. If you can't find this, I will put a link in the description down below to where you can watch it. Just be assured you are going to have to read subtitles for 2 hours and 1 minute. So if you can't handle subtitles, you may not want to watch this movie. But if you're into Chinese or Asian culture or movies in different languages, I would say watch it. But anyways, that's my review of Fall in Love at First Kiss. Let me know what you guys think of Fall in Love at First Kiss down below. Do you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was okay? I will see you guys in the next video. You guys keep it cool. Be sure to follow all my social media links in the description box down below. You guys keep it cool and join the Epictasticness.